How's it going, guys? Tris TV here and welcome to another one of my ranking videos. Today I'm going to be ranking all of the current 20 Premier League managers. If you enjoy what you see, please like and subscribe. Without further ado, let's get on to the first one. First one being Slaven Bilic. I like his tactics and his style of play when he kept West Ham up and when he was in charge of them. Currently West Brom manager, but pretty much I'd just give him average. He's just a mid-table kind of manager that you'd have in your team. Next up, Steve Bruce. Yeah, I've put him in the average. Very good manager, helped Hull survive relegation, been in and out of jobs. I like his tactics on the day, but for some fans, to him it's just boring football, so I'd just put him in the average category. Sean Dyche. What he's done with Burnley, kept keeping them up, staying with that job since 2012. Plays good, just the Burnley style aggressive football. Gets him results and is a mid-table kind of manager, but even though manages a mid-table team, I put him in the good category. Roy Hodgson used to be a very class manager back in his day, but he's getting on a bit with Crystal Palace. Kind of the boring style of football that we see every week from him. He's just kind of lost all those tactics he used to have in him, but so I'd give him the average manager. Jurgen Klopp, no doubt world-class manager ever since he's come to Liverpool. Turned that team right around, had to work with like a team that consisted of Sturridge, Origi, Mignolet, Lovren, Lallana, you name them. But he's turned Liverpool around, made them an even better team since their 2005 win in Istanbul days, and I love his tactics and love his style of play. So Jurgen Klopp, you're a world-class manager. Lampard, put him in the good, excellent as a player, excellent midfielder, could pass it out from the back, love his style of play, his tactics seem to be getting results, and spent over 200 million this transfer window, but he's still got a way to go. But Lampard, a good manager. David Moyes, put him in the average kind of thing, not one of the most known managers, but in charge of Everton, did a good job, helped kind of transform the club, though keeping West Ham up, but he's not really one of the big names you'd associate with the world class or good, so David Moyes would be in the average. Nuno Espirito Santo, good. What he's done with Wolves, turned them around, made them like the Portugal FC team. Love his tactics, love the deadly duo of Raul Jimenez, Adama Traore, and one of their new signings, Silva. So really wanted a good manager, so I'd put him in the good category. Haven't had a good start to the season, but with him they'll definitely get better. Solskjaer, if you told me this back in January of 2019, I just would have put him in the average category, but he has steered Man United back to their kind of qualifying for the Champions League and playing that aggressive style of football, counter-attacking, Martial banging in all the goals, so is Rashford. So Solskjaer, very good manager, but he's not quite the world-class manager yet. So Solskjaer, you're a good manager. Scott Parker, he's a kind of championship manager. Did well with Fulham, reached the playoff final, but he's not really the kind of manager that's suited to the Premier League style. Only drawn 1 and lost 4 of the opening 5 games this season, so Scott Parker, put him in the poor category. Pep Guardiola, obviously, can't deny it, world-class manager. Won titles with City, Barcelona. The fans love his style of football and love the counter-attacking football that he's brought to Manchester City, and just seeing them beating the teams every week when they won the title back in 2017-18 just shows how much of a good manager is, and the only way is forward. Graham Potter, pretty much average ever since Chris Hughton left. Brighton have just still been the mid-table side stayed in the Premier League, never been relegated, and Graham Potter helped Swansea to like sixth 2 seasons ago, but he's not really the manager like that's world class or good. He's kind of average, but he's a good manager to have for a team like Brighton. Ralph Hasenhüttl, same here, kind of average. Replaced Mark Hughes. Southampton almost suffered relegation last season, but now he's brought his own style of football to the team, and I love how they have that lethal striker Danny Ings banging in 14 goals last season. And I love, even though they've got Danny Ings south with Ralph Hasenhüttl, you deserve the average. Brendan Rodgers. I'd say Brendan Rodgers is a pretty good manager, even though he managed Celtic, won them the league title, but as some people would say, Celtic's like the Farmers League. But what he's brought to Leicester, he's kind of bringing them kind of back to their 2015 to 16 form under Ranieri, but I don't want to jump to conclusions too quick. So Brendan Rodgers, good manager. Dean Smith, I'd put him in I'd give him up the good category because he's done pretty well, helped Aston Villa survive relegation in their first season, their third season back in the Premier League, currently unbeaten. Dean Smith's working wonders with the signings he's made: Ollie Watkins, Ross Barkley, Bertrand Traore, Emiliano Martinez. What a steal of a team he's had, and I hope he can keep this form up. Jose Mourinho, no doubt world-class manager. What he did with Chelsea, Porto, Manchester United. Still a very relevant manager, but as fans would say, his tactics are kind of a bit outdated, and with Tottenham, be it only qualifying for Europa League, fans just really think that his playing style is quite boring. So, but still, he's a world-class manager in terms of what he's achieved. Mikel Arteta, I'd put him in good. It's still early days for him working under Pep, a great manager with Manchester City. He's brought a bit of a turnaround to Arsenal with their defensive issues that they had last season. So I think with Mikel Arteta, the board and the owners keeping faith in him, I think he can really do a solid job for Arsenal. Chris Wilder, I'd put him in average, but pretty much how he's done this season, some people would put him in poor because he's lost. Sheffield United last season finished a surprise 9th, almost qualifying for Europa League, but since then, losing their valuable goalkeeper Dean Henderson, they've just been conceding the goals, and they're having defensive issues, and I just think it's going to be difficult for them to stay up unless they work a miracle this season. Bielsa, still kind of early days, but I'd say he's a very, very good manager. Like his style, what he brings to the team. El Loco, as some of the Leeds fans and players call him. His kind of training style seems to work and get wonders with Leeds, considering that they got promoted last season. And Marcelo Bielsa, I think he's an underrated manager, and people should really look out for him in the Premier League this season. Finally, Carlo Ancelotti. Even though he's with Everton, hasn't won any domestics with them yet. No doubt in that he's a world-class manager. Loved him at his time at Milan. Love his tactics of football, just simple, and he's brought the best out of Dominic Calvert-Lewin, who for sure back in the day was just a non-league striker that no one had heard about, but now he's banging in the goals for Everton in England. So I think Carlo Ancelotti's really worked wonders and managed to get the signings of Alan and James Rodriguez. So Everton looking a real steal this season with Carlo Ancelotti at the helm. that's all I have for you guys. Thank you very much for watching my video. Please feel free to share this, like and subscribe, and peace.